Good morning, everyone.
Morning!
We're really on it today.
I'm Jess and this is Bethia, and today we're going to be talking about the planet, people and planet, and why and how we're going to get on top of this climate change crisis.
Yeah, I think we've been talking this week about why we're doing Grow Box. If the days when it becomes hard work and you kind of think, oh, why are we doing this? It's important to know why you're doing this.
Absolutely.
Both of us strongly feel that something needs to, we need to act on climate change. That is our motivation. That's what keeps us going. Both of us obviously have a background in environmental stuff, me through geography teaching and you through being an ecologist.
Yeah.
But I think for me particularly, the more I know about it, the more I read about it, the more I hear about it, the more I think we have to do something. It's completely illogical that we take our planet for granted and we consume at the level we consume. The three things we need in life are food, air, shelter, water, 4 things. We don't need TV, we don't need beef burgers, all those things we've created that we think we need. We need the planet, so it doesn't make any sense that we treat it the way we do.
And we all know that there's things that we can do to be better. And we also, like, a really important thing is that we don't have to strive for perfection. We just have to do a little bit that fits in with our lives, and bit by bit to see us making the change for real.
Coronavirus has been interesting because I remember at the beginning of it all and people saying things like lockdown and we'll be at home for this much time, and I thought, no, we won't, that's too much, we wouldn't do that. The government wouldn't do that.
That's not how we do. That's not how we work.
And then we did, and I thought, oh, look, we are. So it makes me think, if we really got to grips with this climate change thing, we could do something. We can do something, because when we're pushed to the level we need to, we act.
Nature is intervening right here. We can just see, I can just hear the house martins and swallows on the wires there. And they're circling above us, and it's just awesome. And, nature is our haven. It's a place which we get product from. It's a place which we get beauty from. It's a place where we can relax. It's a place that we don't need to be scared of. And most importantly, it's really our children need it. Future generations are the ones who are going to be looking after this place. So we have to kind of get that into their brains quite soon, really.
I wanted to do, these 2 books I've read this year, which pushed me over the edge a bit. This book pushed me over the edge because she talks a lot, it's Wilding by Isabella Tree. She talks a lot about how many species we've lost in the UK and what it used to be like in the 50s or at the beginning of the last century. Even things like birdsong or the species diversity in the insect world. And it blew. I'm not an ecologist, so I don't know stuff like that. But reading things like this, I just couldn't believe it. I just thought, why? Why don't we look after it? What is wrong with us? This book also, this is a local guy. This is Rob Hopkins. What is to what if?
From Devon.
Totnes, yeah.
Okay.
This book's really good, because it made me think about it all differently. This is all, his kind of idea is that imagination is a huge element in tackling climate change, because we have to think differently. If we don't think of new ideas, and if we don't think, what if we tried this and what if we did that, then we'll just carry on doing the same things that we're already doing, and we'll stay in the little box, in the little kind of behaviour pattern that we already have. So 2 plugs, these books I highly recommend. They're really good.
Didn't you go to talk?
I did, yeah.
Because he's part of the sustainability, what's it called?
The transition movement.
Oh, the transition movement, that's right.
Yeah, it was one of those talks where I was on the edge of my seat the whole way through, and I was buzzing for days afterwards. I was like, oh, so good. He's a really good speaker, and his book is very good as well.
So Rob Hopkins, worth looking out for.
If we could put this, what I got from this book could be put in a box and sent out to the world. that feeling of just being empowered and inspired to do something, I think, is what we really want for the Grow Box.
And small changes are important. It doesn't have to be all about the big stuff, although that's the ideal. Every little change really does help, because there are 7 billion people on this planet. So if we all just make little changes, that's really, really good, really positive, and
Definitely.
it's a step in the right direction. So don't be afraid of it just being little, or don't think, oh well, I can make this little change, but it's not really going to make a difference. Make the change. Change now. Just change one thing a week, one thing a month, one thing a year.
It is a journey as well. It isn't now here I'm not doing anything and then I am and now I tick a box.
Yeah.
It's a journey. So this last week, a book I'm reading about minimalism and sustainability, and she talked about zero waste, and she said zero waste isn't possible. Like, if you grate a carrot, you've created waste. And I was like, oh yeah, oh great, I don't need to worry about zero waste then.
Great.
Come on. But that is, so my understanding is move forward this week. It reduced waste is the thing we need to be thinking about.
Marginal gains.
Marginal
gains is what it is.
It's all just, it's a journey. It's steps forward. Keep moving forward. So let's talk about the Grow Box.
Yeah.
So that is our passion behind it. That's why we're doing it. But I think our 4 themes, from an outsider's perspective, aren't necessarily logical themes. If you're thinking about climate change, like, what has being connected got to do with climate change?
So today we are going to tell you. So our 4 themes are grow, be well, imagine, and connect. So these in one togetherness are about people and planet. So firstly, I'm going to talk to you about grow. So this isn't just plants, although plants are great. This is about environment and sustainability. So get your kids involved in all things green. Get them outdoors. Get them thinking about how they can be more environmentally friendly, where they can, shop, where their food comes from. Think about what they can do. And children can understand. My 2-year-old, and lots of other 2-year-olds also, I'm sure, can understand the difference between this flower, this clover, and this lavender. He understands. He knows the names of things, and that is part of the journey. He knows that when we collect eggs from the chickens, that is called eggs. It's also eggs when you cook them on the stove. It's also eggs when you bake a cake. He understands that, where the journey that his food comes from. It's not all about food either. It's about how we can do little things, even if we don't have green space or outdoor space ourselves. We can still appreciate. We can still just feed those ideas little by little. When you go outside, I don't think there's many people who don't go outside at all.
No.
When you go outside, people say that the places where we know most about the environment are the places which are studied the most. And the places that are studied the most are our back gardens or our little area around us. So just noticing stuff is really what Grow is about. And kind of, it's really important for mental and physical well-being.
Yeah.
And to get outside and to think about nature.
So be well is our second topic, and that's physical and mental well-being. And obviously learning to nurture and protect your body and your health is a huge step in learning how to nurture and protect anything. Lots of stuff like food miles and where your food comes from, and eating local and organic food and that kind of thing comes under the umbrella of Be Well. But Jess and I were reflecting this week on how times of our lives when we haven't been well, your focus goes right down, and it's logical, there's no criticism in that, but when you're not well and you're not fighting fit, your focus goes like this, because it's all survival, it's getting enough sleep, it's diet, it's that kind of stuff.
Goes back to basics. It's like survival mode.
Yeah, and then you can't think bigger than your own small experience. There's loads of health problems that you can't do anything about, but there's loads that you can, and just having a good diet and getting enough sleep and looking after your mental health and all that kind of stuff.
Oliver at the window up there.
If we do those things, it means that we are fighting fit. We're more able to give. We're more able to think like this instead of like this.
So help yourself, and then you can help other people.
As much as you can, yeah.
Not in a selfish way, but, you know, be well, and then your strength will
And
be
your
there.
energy is there, yeah, to give, to do the things that we need to do to protect the planet. Imagine? Why on earth would imagine be relevant?
So, I mean, Growbox is not about arts and crafts and activities like that. It's more than that. I mean, imagination is a beautiful thing. It's something which we all have the ability to do to different extents, and it is something which we really need. We really need to be creative. We need to be able to think outside of the box. And if we're going to improve the world that we live in and combat the threat of climate change, we need to have creative ways in order to do this.
Creative thinkers.
People who push the boundaries, people who explore in their mind and try different ideas. People have commented that a lot of children's activities are things which they're like, here you go, build this thing, there they build it, hurrah. This is not like this. Growbox is about a journey, an exploration of how you're going to create something, the license to be imaginative, and also, you know, we're not afraid of failure here. Like, we don't have to call it failure, but like, you know, children.
Imperfection, we're not afraid of imperfection.
Children can build something up, learn that that's not the right way, change tack, do something different, and that's a really valuable life skill. And you know, all of our climate leaders, all of our politicians, all of our activists, all of the people who are making big differences in the world right now, no matter what your thoughts on them, they were children once, and this is really important, to be creative and think outside the norms of education.
That was good. You really nailed it.
Well, I care about this.
You can't say that on a Facebook Live.
Well, sorry, they're passionate well.
Early on a Friday morning for that kind of language. Okay, connect is the last one. And in the connect theme, we think about stuff like conversation skills and learning how to ask questions and learning how to listen and learning how to listen to a different point of view and accept it and respect it and all that kind of stuff. And climate change is a global problem, and it's going to need collaboration. Absolutely, it's going to need people to work together and countries to work together and that kind of stuff. So we need kids to grow up who know how to cooperate and know how to connect with different people. And because it's a global problem, and the world is such a diverse place and full of so many different ways of seeing the world and different cultures and that kind of stuff, we need people who can connect with other people who don't have a tiny little narrow view and are unable to think outside of their own experience. And so yeah, conversation skills, just learning, just go and ask your granny where she went on holiday and sit and listen to the answer. And conversation skills are, my parents were hot on that when I was growing up. And I used to sit thinking, oh gosh, the art of conversation, why do we need to know this? When I'm at a wedding and I'm sitting next to a stranger, I always think, thank goodness they taught me the art of conversation. Just the ability to interact with another person easily and it not be awkward or clunky or difficult, but you're interested in what they have to say and their opinions and that kind of thing.
It is a golden skill, and to be able to talk to anybody that you meet is really, really important.
Yeah.
So we, you know, we've been thinking, as has everybody, I hope, about the kind of Black Lives Matter movement. And I mean, it feels a bit shallow to call it a movement. This is a revolution, and one which should have happened a long time ago. And it's ongoing, and it's powerful, and it's really important to engage with it. And just suddenly realised.
Okay, well.
No, but the importance is, like, we need to connect with people, and we've realised that for our children to engage with this stuff, how can we do that in Devon where there's not so much diversity, and they might not be able to interact with all sorts of different types of people like they would if they were brought up in London. But kindness is the thing that matters, and community building, and being able to talk to anybody from any background. And we have
It just being a natural skill, it just coming naturally to you that you can connect with other people. You know how, you've got good social skills.
Absolutely.
Those are essential, and they will be essential in solving climate change, because it won't work for people to just go out on their own. We will have to do it all together.
Absolutely. Getting at it's community building, and it's being robust and in touch with your emotions. And this is key for society. And climate change is a global threat. I mean,
It's a crisis. It's a crisis. People are calling it a crisis now, and I think we're responding to the coronavirus crisis at the moment by chucking everything we've got at it. So we need to do the same for the climate crisis.
Absolutely. And there's no one who can say, oh, well, it's not really for me. This is all of our problems, so we need to... I keep waving this lavender around. Sorry.
It's not an aggressive wave, though. It's a lavender wave.
It's a lavender wave.
So I think it's fine.
So,
Great.
there we have it. These are our passions, and we want to share them with you. And we feel like, well, we know actually that Growbox is a tool which can help you and your children have these passions too, and to really make a difference. So
Thanks for watching.
thanks for watching, everybody. Next time we'll actually have a chat.
I think we have had a chat today.
We've had a chat with each other
as well.
Yeah,
Hopefully the
hopefully-
wind didn't get in the way, because that was a problem last time.
Yeah, and
Last time I think it was us.
and now you could hear us. So there we go. You know what we sound like.
Baby steps.
Anyway, any questions, please do send us a message or share with us your views. We are super excited to connect and grow and imagine and be well. So,
Hooray.
yeah, let's fight for the climate.
Bye.
Have a good weekend.